How do you feel? I feel great. It's crazy that we're starting here in the forest. It's weird to be back. I don't know. I'm hungry. I want breakfast.
I was prepping my stuff like a madman in the van. I feel good. I feel ready. Finally, I think I feel ready.
It's gonna be great to be in character together. I'm so excited because our first scene today is the three of us, and it's just such a perfect way to start. With Bishop, too.
That's Mark Pellegrino right there, in that white van right there. Hey! Hi! It's a drive-by hugging. How's it going, buddy?
How are you, man?
I'm good. How are you?
So good to see you.
Nice to see you, too. I can't believe you're back.
I know. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
How's baby? How's everything?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just show you so many pictures. It's gonna make you sick. And Tracy's good. Everybody's good.
Good. Yeah, everybody's good.
Good.
Good to see you. Ready to be part of Aidan's hallucination, along with Sammy over there and Megan. It's gonna be fun.
Hey, this is day one of season 3. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, and I'm a hippie. That's all you need to know about season 3. Didn't get a lot of sleep, and I'm a hippie.
Season 3, I really feel, is the best season that we've ever had. There's a lot of levity this year.
I'm really excited because I think we've taken elements from the first and second season and meshed them together in a spectacular way.
Meaning of the show is still the same. It's 3, well now 4 monsters who wish they were people. But certainly it becomes more complicated, that issue. Trying to come to grips with the monstrous parts of yourself and trying to accept that, trying to give yourself a little bit of a pass. Well, in the case of Aidan, I don't think that he should.
What did you see?
The theme for the whole season in general is be careful what you wish for. Everybody, I think, starts out the season having perhaps what they wished for, but it all sort of goes terribly wrong for them.
I'm just stress eating.
No.
What am I supposed to do? Every time I leave the house, I'm afraid I'm gonna kill somebody.
Everything that the three of us have been wishing for comes true a little bit. And with that, we realize that maybe everything isn't as amazing as we hoped it was.
There is absolutely a be careful what you wish for theme. With Aidan, for example, he gets to be free of vampires this season. And that's not a great thing.
We all kind of get things that we want, but they're all just off.
There's always a price for having what you want.
We're bringing Sally back.
As what?
It all comes right back around to kick us right in the ass. So yeah, we should always be careful what we wish for him.
Aidan this year, the blood addiction metaphor is still there. But because the food supply is so scarce, we don't deal with it as much as we have in the first 2 seasons. One of the things that I think we deal with in this season is how someone who has been put in an unpleasant environment, how does this person go back to being what he was before all these terrible things happen to him? And we do actually get to explore that in many ways, including through flashback.
He's fought in all these wars, and he's very tough, but we are bringing out that other side of him really trying to regain his humanity this season, which he sort of lost in season 2 as he went on this kind of sex, drugs, and rock and roll vampire bender.
This character is someone who's trying to get back to who he was, but there are some problems there. There are some real bad habits that need to be broken. I mean, not just the drug addiction thing, but also we kind of treat Aidan like he's kind of like a war vet who doesn't really know how to relate to society.
Hi. Can I help you?
Is Nora home?
Nope.
You totally look like a junkie.
I'm not a junkie.
I didn't say that you were.
I like the cat scenes because Aiden gets to be lighter than we've seen him. And because he's not socially on his game this year, because he'd spent 15 months not talking to anyone, so he's not quite as smooth as he was.
You should go.
I should go.
She kind of takes advantage of that, and they have some moments where Aiden discovers, my God, I'm acting like I'm 14 years old, what the hell? Aiden makes the decision to turn Kenny for a lot of reasons. He lives in a glass cage. What does it mean to be human when you are not allowed to go out and live a life? The other thing is that Aiden, this is a guy who has been longing for a family unit for a long time. He had a family once, it was taken from him, and he would like to have that again, certainly ever since we've met him. In fact, having Sally and Josh, that is part of that same need. There's a lot of things going on with Aiden, especially with the way that he is reliving his origin story, really.
Can I?
Sure.
We picked Josh up 15 months after season 2 ended, and he's really looking for normalcy and a human element, like he always has been, but now I think he's much more fervent in his desire.
All he ever wanted was to be human, and he has that, but he is, of course, still surrounded with these supernatural beings.
I think I figured it out. I think I figured out how to survive in this.
They're all trying to protect him from, you don't have to be involved with this anymore, you're human, you should embrace it. But these are the people that he loves. And Nora obviously is still very much in this werewolf world and having to protect her.
I love working with Kristen Hager. I'm so happy that she's on the show as much as she is, and she's, she's series regular now, and she should be. She's earned it.
But it was as close to normal as you and I might get. I just don't want you to suffer anymore.
At the end of each season, I didn't know if I'd be coming back. And so it really feels fantastic to officially be part of the team.
We chose to make Nora a recurring character because I really think that aside from the 3 roommates and their amazing dynamic, Nora and Josh, I think, are an amazing couple. And she's very sweet and very likable, but she also has a very intense background that she's come from. I just think that makes her relatable, and it makes me root for them as a couple because I feel like they've finally found a true partner in each other. I love them. I want t-shirts made of Josh and Nora.
I think we've had some really great scenes, and I love that they're all now culminating in this, and this, union of our time together over the past 3 years.
It's just a very simple, wonderful little wedding. Yeah, myself being married in real life, weddings are just fun.
Josh, you shouldn't. Who are you?
Connor and Brennan's father.
There's definitely some very new, exciting characters that come in season 3. One of whom is Xander Berkeley, who plays Liam. And obviously my relationship with him is very complex because I have killed his daughter. Ultimately, I should be terrified of him. But I quickly find myself drawn to him because he has a very paternal effect over me.
I don't think there's any shred of Josh that feels any sway from Liam.
It's really delving in even deeper to his love for Nora and what he will do in order to protect that and how that may ultimately put him in danger.
Josh and Nora are a wonderful couple. He would do just about anything for Nora, including turn back into a werewolf. Absolutely.
Oh, hello.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean.
Beautiful morning to you. Name's Pete.
I'm so happy to have Ron Lee on the show. Pete really helps Josh by helping Josh connect with his wolf in a series of really lovely little meditation scenes.
I'm naked, wandering around the forest in my brain, and the stupid wolf hates me, and then I pop out of it to find Obi-Wan the werewolf offering me hot beverage and baked goods.
You want a cookie?
Yes, I do.
One thing we've always kept true to the werewolves is that however you are infuses yourself in your wolf, you know, times 10. So we say that Nora had some rough things happen to her in the past, and so therefore her wolf is a more damaged, aggressive wolf than Josh's wolf is.
It's almost done. This is the part where you feel amazing.
Dying.
Josh might just be a psycho wolf now at the end of season 3. He has gone through this witch's portal and has been recently turned back into a werewolf. And so these two elements combined, I think, add up to perhaps a little bit of danger.
Sally has evolved in huge ways when we pick her up in season 3. I think with everything that's happened in season 2, she's really learned to be selfless and make decisions not only based on what's best for herself, but what's best for the people that it's directly affecting. And she's really matured and grown up in that way.
Aiden! Josh, I'm here! I'm right here!
I think what's always been interesting about Sally's character is that isolation as a ghost, that, you know, she can interact with Aiden and Josh, but she can't touch them. She can't sort of be in the world in a normal way. She can't eat, she can't drink, she can't change her clothes. And so from her journey back from limbo, she will now be in this body, and everything is seemingly great, except that obviously there is a price to pay. So it's sort of Sally's battle with how badly do you really want to be in your body and at what price. She will have some human delights for a while, and we have a love interest for her, and it'll be this great thing that Aiden and Josh have had to deal with in previous season, which is she gets in deeper to a relationship, trying to sort of explain, well, this is why I can't talk about my past, and this is why, you know, my arm is falling off, or or whatever it turns out to be, just having to hide that part of herself, which is something fun that we haven't been able to explore with Sally before.
Do not disperse the underwear bitches when I am in my room, okay? It feels amazing to wear different outfits. It's, you feel like a real person. Of course, I wanted to wear different clothes, but I think the audience wanted to see Sally in something different than that gray stuff. So I think it's a nice little gift for everybody involved. And I think, you know, Sally's fashion sense really plays its own role on the show. And you know, it's kind of out there and fun. And I was very much involved in the process of creating Sally's look. She's so much a part of me, and, you know, just getting to see what she's choosing to wear every day is an extension of her personality that we never got to see before. So it's been really amazing. At the end of the season, Donna comes back to what she feels is to claim what's hers. She sees something in Sally that's special and unique and different from any other spirit she's seen, and takes Sally away in it, and we don't know where it is. I don't know where it is. I'm not sure. I hope it's somewhere not too far. I really love our makeup people, and I love Eric Gosselin, the guy who does our special effects makeup. I think he's so incredibly talented, and I love to watch what he does.
Oh, come on!
Like that.
I got so used to it that I would go to the bathroom and look in the mirror, and I just had this, like, pussy, rotting spot on my head. Just normal. Not a big deal.
Oh my God.
It's okay, babe. I know how to make it better.
What's wrong with you?
Nothing. I just have to eat. That's all. But, I'm still hungry.
That arm in there. I want to eat that.
Monsters are definitely popular at the moment. They've always been popular, they always will. You know, there's waves where vampires are popular, where, you know, zombies are now back.
I think people have got a lot of fear. It's not an easy time. And I think it's a lot easier. People like to be able to kind of get that fear out and deal with it in a controlled way.
There have been these studies that in times of depression, I think if you go back to the first Bela Lugosi movies, and every time there's a sort of surge in vampire obsession, it is kind of around a sort of an economic downfall.
I think the monster genre is now giving us a different realm, a more dangerous realm, that new forbidden territory, and to feel safe with exploring themes that are a little bit more difficult to explore in other genres.
I think the general population fears vampires more. You know, they have this power to bring you under their thrall and seduce you, and you're powerless against them.
It comes from the same sort of core of the show that, you know, there's monsters inside of all of us, and there's something that we can relate to in all of that in a weird way.
When I found out that Sally was gonna be a zombie, I was most happy for the fans, because at every convention we go to, or, you know, a lot of the interviews we do, people will always ask, when is there gonna be a zombie on the show? So for the last like 6 months, I've had to keep this a secret. I'm a zombie. So I was really excited. They're very trendy right now, but I think we do it in a way that's quite different than the zombies that we've seen.
The good news is I no longer have the urge to eat your face.
Monsters are very hot in popular culture, and I think that monsters do have a lasting effect in today's society. Part of what sets this show apart is that it is grounded in these characters who are living very relatable, normal lives that any sort of 20-something might live, except they happen to be monsters.
Damn it. Are you okay?
Yeah. Are you, like, all of a sudden carrying stakes? Why?
What do you think, man? You're starting to smell wolfy.
What?
A wolf, a wolf.
Yeah, I know what a
Smelling
wolf is.
werewolf.
I know what a...
We do try to be careful about monster rules, and then we try to think of what makes sense to us and what makes sense to our show.
What did you do?
We have talked about other forms of monsters, and we do sort of bring in hints of them. We don't want to veer too far away from the being human side of it, which is not to say that we can't, but we try to sort of concentrate on what we have and bring in the purebred werewolves, or an older kind of vampire, or something that can happen to vampires. We try to sort of keep it on that, or what can happen to a ghost and what are the other dimensions that a ghost can be in. That's not to say that we'll never have demons or fairies or anything like that. It could really go anywhere, but I think if we did, we'd want to make sure that it stayed on the same kind of grounded level.
I'm just gonna remind you, till very recently I had a part-time job as an undertaker, so I don't think there's anything that really can— Oh! You just gouged a hole in my corpse?
Look, the only chance we have against Donna is if we can reverse the bewitchment.
Dude, we're not—
One thing I should say that we wanted to do with all of the villains this year is that we wanted to cross over our characters as much as possible, because we don't like them to be so isolated in their own worlds and the people that they're battling. So we're trying to cross their storylines more and have their villains kind of cross over to be sort of a threat to as many of them at once.
She wants to eat you, Sally, but you know what? That ain't gonna happen.
Donna's got a lot of power. I just don't flaunt it. I don't use it to make myself rich or pretty or anything like that. I just use it to keep myself going and to amuse myself.
All right, so what's this then? Am I supposed to spend eternity in a soup kitchen?
No, no, no. You are not spending eternity anywhere.
That's how we like to see our villains on the show, that they could be, you know, anybody. They could be your friend, they could be a member of your family, but that they have great power behind them.
Hi.
Hi.
Miss Gilchrist?
Donna.
We were told that you could help us find a friend.
Not here.
We wanted to do something similar that we did with Mark Pellegrino and Bishop in season 1, which is that this is a very normal person. It's a person working in a blue-collar profession, someone that you could pass on the street, but what you would not understand is that they have great power and that they may look like a normal person, but that on the turn of a dime, they could, slay you.
Test this for me. Witches are born with their powers. That's been kind of passed along to them. They either recognize their powers or they don't. In the Italian culture, they recognize strega, they call them a strega, as witch. And it's just kind of accepted that some, and it tends to be women, have these other powers to dream things. I can use fire, I can use wind, I can take the elements and make them work to my advantage when I need to. I think we're establishing without the shadow of a doubt that Donna is not a good witch.
I mean, we call her a witch, but what is she really? She's just a very powerful, older than she would appear woman who is drawing on some ancient information, spells, wisdom to interact in this world.
I am not a psychic.
Exactly. So what the hell are you? You look in a book? Got a couple books? We have a ton of books.
I'm just making chicken soup for now.
Oh, yeah.
You're good with that?
This is what I kill him with?
That's what you kill.
I guess I kill him with, I guess I do.
You can't help but feel sympathy for her because she's so much fun to watch. It's just the right thing for the show.
Sammy, you got anything in my cheese?
No, you look great.
Okay, great.
Let me get you set up here. And guess what? You are saved.
We're shooting a scene where someone has me strapped to a steel armature for various purposes. And what it requires from me is to be strapped to a steel armature and not move for a few hours. So
Today we're shooting Mickey taking blood from Aiden in this sort of basement clandestine blood den. He's not doing it properly. He's just drawing blood and he's putting it in big beakers and recycled jars, putting it in coolers, and he's selling it like that. So it's very rough and it's extreme.
The scene is about me making profit off of what is inside that vampire. That's a little gruesome. I'm sucking his blood for a change. How about that?
Aiden has got this barbed wire, vicious mask on his face. Vampires like myself who are infected with the disease think that if they buy pure blood from Aiden, they can cure themselves.
Our second setup of the day. So after Aiden is rescued by Atlee from the basement where Mickey is, he's taken into this panel van and they drive off. And we're doing it, it's called Poor Man's Process.
Here we are now doing our next scene in this pretty cool van rig. I'm gonna be driving, but not really driving. And got the projection and everything, pretty sweet. Kind of old 40s style, gonna be doing a lot of this, driving and talking like that, never looking at the road.
It's called the Poor Man's Process because in actual fact, it saves a lot of time. We don't have to shoot on location. We don't have to shoot with a big car rig.
We got about 1 to 2 guys per light, putting flags and nets in front of lights so the lights are always moving a bit so it's not too static. And we've got 2 guys moving the truck with pipes so like the truck's moving a bit because the plate is also moving, and we've got guys shaking the camera so like we're getting that little shaky feeling. So everything blends in, and at the end, hopefully, it'll look like the real thing.
I'm really looking forward to it because we get to have 4 members of the core cast there. And I think that's really nice to kick off the season with those 4 people. That's really cool. And Atlee wants to eat me. Who doesn't? You know, get in line.
Eric,
Eric's very authentic with his makeup. He goes right in places no one ever sees. We do the inside of my mouth. We do the inside of my ears and nose. Just very authentic, very real. Normally we work in angry silence, but when the camera's on, we got to turn up the charm, you know?
Maybe you, me, I don't have an off switch. Me, charm is always there, my friend.
I've got a death scene coming up because they're killing me off, which doesn't make any sense. I don't know, the ratings are gonna go way down. But I'm gonna get a lot more makeup and look pretty awful, and then I get to turn to dust, which is pretty cool. Never done that before. I am allergic to dust, so I don't know how it's gonna go.
You were supposed to cure me.
This uniform is from the American Revolutionary War, and that was a war that AIDAN participated in, and it is the war from which he did not return the same man. It is wonderful to have Mark back, and today, Mark as Bishop, we played very, very important scenes to my character. It's certainly a day that we really want to get right, and we have crammed in a ridiculous amount of screen time into this one shooting date.
He has seen me noshing on some unfortunate soldiers, and in an indignant rage has chased me through the forest, and I've led him further and further away from any help and ambush him in this secluded spot. He has a musket and a bayonet, which is a formidable weapon, which when he first finds me, I sneak up on him and surprise him in a way only a vampire can. He stabs me with the bayonet, as you can see from the thing there, and fires a shot into me simultaneously when the bayonet doesn't work.
So, roll it. For the purposes of this shot, and I don't want to clog up the tube, right? Or do I? Be on it. Be on it. Be right on the tube. Oh yeah. All right. So I'm going to get right on that nozzle, and I'm going to press in, like right here.
Is that okay, Mario?
Yes, no problem.
Good.
Vampires can get wounded, but they heal very, very fast, and they have a different threshold of pain than most humans do.
614 Bravo and 6 Taekwondo marker.
Be nice.
Sit.
AIDAN does not believe what he's seeing. He thinks maybe he's crazy. This is a time where the whole vampire thing, no one knows what that is. So, according to AIDAN, he's probably up against the devil, really.
It's a very swashbuckling affair with sword against musket, then sword against me with no weapons whatsoever except my vampire strength, and then I beat him.
Whatever you are, you will die for dishonoring those soldiers.
Bishop kind of has a lot of fun with AIDAN, kind of toys with him in this fight, but discovers while toying with him that this guy won't give up. This AIDAN guy, there's something different about him.
One of the lines that AIDAN originally had in the script was, "You're toying with me." We took that line out and instead did it in the action of the scene. So pretty much showing behavior that I'm screwing with him the whole time and pretty much playing with him.
I can smell them.
At that point, he starts bringing up this idea of eternal life, which is mind-blowing to AIDAN. He doesn't know what this all means.
You will not be the same man.
He valiantly chooses to sacrifice himself for his soldiers. And that's how AIDAN turns into a vampire.
You must have dug up quite an appetite.
Well, this day started, I woke up at 4, got picked up around 4:40. Usually I have no makeup, which helps me be pale for the show. Sammy has to deal with the werewolf stuff. Megan has to deal with sitting on a couch that's like hard as a rock because a ghost isn't supposed to make an impression in the pillows. And then me, I just get beat up.
Woman.
Frankly, we probably always beat him up a lot because he's a great fighter, and it's fun to have those scenes.
Grab my arm, just bite into it. Shit! And then I boom, and then I take you out that way. It isn't so much, you know, punch, block, or some sort of martial art thing or anything like that. It's they're supposed to look like nasty, sloppy street fighting. Unless it's someone falling from a second story and hitting the ground, it's me doing all the stunts, which is fun. It's really fun to do that.
Swing at me. Turn right or turn left? Swing at me in this direction. Open up this way. Boom. Then go for the legs. Just come over here. And then come after me and then overhead. And I'm gonna get you one in the gut. And then.
Already from just working with Sam, I can tell that, I mean, his physical sense, his choreography is solid, and, you know, I think we can actually get the master shots, and then they can do any close-ups or outsides if they want to, where the boys go a little heavier.
I don't have any time to learn these fights, so it's gonna be sloppy if I do it. So they might do it with the stunt guy or whatever, and it's very, very clean. The moment I get in there, it gets a little dirtier, and I think they like that.
Why did you do this to me?
Hi, Mom.
We're shooting a scene today that takes place in a soup kitchen. Megan threatens Donna with a knife, and she basically schools us. It's a well-written scene, and it's got a lot of moving parts and a lot of layers, and Megan Rath is just showing us all up with her acting skill today. So that's always such a wonderful treat to see.
So we have this action where Sally and Josh come in to confront the witch, and the witch dismisses them, sending Sally flying back into some boxes and Josh sliding straight back into a fridge, and he's stuck. I'm scared for Sammy.
Sally sort of threatens to kill Donna, and she throws up this magic dust and cue the fan, which, you know, is the force that throws me back, which is fun. You know, fans are always fun. It's very glamorous. Not in this case, but.
Sally, help him or I'll kill you. Help him or I'll kill you.
Good job, Maggie. Alex, could have done better.
Can we have one more?
I wish I could do my own stunts.
Yeah?
I'm too fragile.
Aw. You could probably do like your own fight scenes if you
I'd love to.
learn some martial arts and stuff.
Yeah, I'd love to do it.
This is not real. Or is it? It's not. It's not real.
Is it?
It's fake.
I asked to do a lot of the stuff, and I do it, and I always end up getting hurt, so.
We put a stunt girl in a harness and had a big burly guy jump off a ladder holding onto a rope, and he yanks her, jumps off the ladder, and it sent the stunt girl flying into these boxes. And then Sally, or Megan, had to copy her landing. So it's a very small space. The fellas had to rig all into the ceiling with these pick points for the cable pull to both send the stunt girl and then also put Megan in a harness and then lift Megan up. And so the actress got to be all harnessed in and then go up into the air and try not to swing or pivot at all. And it was pretty challenging for her. I think physically, she did a great job, though. She managed it.
more than willing to take it away from you right now.
Freeze, red light, guys. So it'll be important to be able to see the floor in this, so if you can, Dodo.
Dodo, you mean?
Yes. Well, we want to be able to see that she didn't just step up onto an apple box, because otherwise...
The way you get into stunts, you can't be good at everything right away. You got to be good in one particular thing, like better than everybody. Every single day that I work, somebody comes up and says, oh, I'd like to do that. I guess a lot of time they're just saying that and they don't really realize what's needed or what the dangers or the implications of that is. You need to be tough, basically.
Okay, so underneath the harness, I have a spine pad, and that's just to protect my spine, of course, and my tailbone, because I'll be slamming into the wall. And then I have my harness on top, and they're going to attach the cable to that, and I will be pulled into the wall. So they're just going to attach to my pick points wherever we feel necessary. And then I have some knee pads on, because I will be crashing down into the ground, but you can't see because they're under my pants. And I'm also wearing some elbow pads just for when I crash into the wall. And for rehearsals, we always wear helmets just in case we hit our heads. It's not a good thing, so just to be safe. And on the day, everything's gone.
There's a saying in stunts, if you can't do it more than once, it's not worth doing it. So if it's so dangerous that you can only do it once, and there's so much chance that you get hurt or something, it's just not worth doing it. So you need to find that balance between danger and safety.
Okay, Rochelle?
Set.
3, 2, 1, action! Wait, 3, 2, 1, action! Yeah, that's the... like that is good. 3, 2, 1, action! Cut, reset.
The stunt that just took place is a dangerous stunt. For this particular shot today, it was especially hard because she didn't have a wig, so we couldn't put anything like no foam on her head or nothing like that. She did bang her head a little bit, but she's okay.
It's just a matter of repetition, and having body awareness and body sense in the air. And my gymnastics background really helped me with that a lot, so.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing this?
About 3 years now.
Wow.
But I started gym when I was 2, so I've been an athlete my whole life, so yeah.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
In another life, I'll be a stunt double.
There you go.
That's what I want to do.
Oh my God. For season 2 last year, we had a couple of full-size werewolves to do, and our usual vampires and wounds. This year, to start the season, we're making all these fake bodies. Everybody's dying for some reason. We're gonna have Sally right here that we made with some weight to her, so we can move her and she can be undressed, because she's going to be brought back to life by the witch. So we started with a medical skeleton that we buy in medical houses. And we just added some skin, and we sculpted a somewhat interesting face that has to have female features, but not necessarily exactly like her, because she's too decomposed. But for Ray, because it's the actual actor's face, we had to mold the full actor. Obviously, it's not something that claustrophobic actors like, but I think it works pretty well. So we basically had the actor in clay, and then we redid a negative of that, cast the fake skin that you see now, and you know, airbrushed. That's about a month worth of work to do a body like that.
Scene 329 is all about Aaron's wolf attacking Josh. You know, obviously when you read that for the first time for every department, it's like, oh wow, that's a big scene, you know, two werewolves fighting together in the woods, smashing a car and all that. The difficulty in this scene for us is really the smash. You know, are you gonna create the smash so it looks like there's a beast smashing the windshield? So we team up with the special effects unit so we could come up with a rig that would allow us to smash quite quickly the windshield, where we could remove the device that did smash the windshield and replace it with the werewolf in post.
The next scene we're gonna do tonight is scene 331, where Nora's wolf is attacking Aaron's wolf, but the falling down the hill is a little bit more work for us because we need to simulate that the leaves and all the wood and the interaction of the grass is happening with the CG wolf. So we came up with the idea of having an actor doing a stunt with a green suit that we're gonna remove after. It would look more real because it's a human being trying to act like a beast. Gravity is gonna be right, the movement's gonna look real, and therefore when we put our CG wolf that are not real, this is gonna be the key. To match the light is probably the most critical for integrating CG. It's really a matter of studying as much as possible what the real light is in the live action plates. The idea of a chrome ball is sort of a quick and very easy way of getting into the shot, showing one side with the light, switching back, showing what the environment is, and then stepping out of the shot next. So basically, as you can see on the gray here, it's a perfect 50% gray. And you can see that the light is hitting strongly this side, and this side is a little bit in the shadow. So from a visual artist's point of view, if you take a 50% gray sphere and put it into your CG scene, put it at exactly the same position as the gray sphere on set, and then play with the lights around until the two spheres match. So when you actually get rid of the sphere, you should have pretty much the same light effect on the character. After we're done, the bulk of the work's gonna happen at ALEC in post-production.
Here at ALEC, we do a lot of different kind of projects, film, series, and stuff like that. Being human is different. In one episode, you could have some type of effect, and the other episode would be completely different. So it's always very challenging and changing. Right now, what we're doing is we're match moving and tracking Donna, her body, so it would emit fire afterwards. So once we have a model of her, we need to animate frame by frame, so everything would match the movement that the actress has.
For example, here we can see that the arm is not quite at the right place, so I'm going to take a piece, one controller on the rig, and then just adjust it here, so it matches perfectly the outline and the movement of the character. It's very important that it's precise because then another person's going to go on top of it and add simulation, fire, and different effect to it.
It's a slow and very meticulous process, but it's like the base on which all the effect will build up on, so very important step.
The pain of the flame seeks the source of the magic.
Right now, it's the ethics and simulation department. So it's here that we do fire, smoke, dustings, and many, like all the things that don't fit in any other categories. So it's all done here.
So I'm basically filling a volume with a gas, and I'm lighting it up. And from there, I can create an animation where you see the character being covered, and then make the fire disappear.
With fire and smoke, it's always harder to work because it's so organic. Dana's was shot with light bulbs in her hands, so we could have interactive lighting coming from the fire. Here we're at lighting and shading. It's where all the look happens. So here what we see is Dana shredding, where she slashes a ghost that will like go into a swirling motion and then materializing into solid grains that she can eat afterwards. We needed to design something that was a bit more violent and where we would see the actual matter like being torn apart. For that kind of effect, many layers are involved, many simulation, many different layers that we all put together at the end. The most important thing, I think, if you want to work in VFX is having the passion. I think it will be easier afterward. Then you need to find a good school. It will be easier if you learn the right things, a school that will teach you stuff that is in the market right now, and then it's easier to find a job.
We're extremely fortunate here to work with just an amazing group of people, and the crew, we've had the same crew since season 1, which is, you know, sometimes rare, and they're just a crack team of amazing individuals.
The director of photography said to me recently, he goes, because I was saying, hey, we're getting it done a lot faster this year, and he goes, well, that's as much due to you guys as it is to us. I'm like, well, how so? He's like, well, it's very clear when you arrive on set, you know exactly what you're going for.
We've hit our stride on all levels, creatively and with the way the production is going. I couldn't be more happy. And I think it's just going to be that right level of drama undercut with an awareness of this absurd world that we live in.
Every season, no matter what happens, at its core, it's about the same thing. And it's about people who are human at heart, but really not on the outside, which is so tragic. Where they shine is the fact that they're able to find humor and comedy in these awful situations.
You know, we have all of our stories up on the whiteboard in our writer's room, and whenever, we have Aidan's story and Sally's story and Josh's story, and we have it all laid out, and they're all color-coded, red and blue and green, and we look at it and say, okay, are there enough roommate moments? And if they don't cross over, then we start to get very concerned of how can we get them together, because it's always better when they're together.
We seem to have landed in the right tone. There's a lot of trust that's been built up over the years. There's a lot of really fun ideas. They go back and forth, and it's fun to be a part of such a collaborative process, especially when you can try out some crazy, crazy things. I mean, you can do stuff on this show that I'm shocked we get away with. You'll do something in a take, and you'll be like, oh, we'll never use that. And then that's exactly what they use. And it's, it's an unpredictable show like that.
It's just what TV should be. It's fun, it's exciting, it's dramatic, it's sad, it's funny, it's everything I like to watch on TV. So I'm blissfully happy to be on this show.